day everybody, welcome to another video. This is your personal Hungarian pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. Sorry about that. Today's flight will take us from Phoenix to Albuquerque, United States. We'll be flying the Boeing 737-700 again. It's been a while. We flew the 737-600 lately a lot of many times on the channel, but right now we're using the PMDG 737-700 with Southwest Airlines livery. We're using GSX and the Microsoft or the Aerosoft simple traffic tool, real world time and real world weather, and the en route time I believe is about 1 hour or something, not crazy long. We're parked here at the gates. Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. There's on the jetway too. Well, where we are, and we're flying to Albuquerque. So let's hop on it and get everything started.
Boarding requested. Do you want to board crew?
Yes, please.
Pilot's boarding starting. Crew boarding starting.
So the boarding is underway, at least the baggage handlers. So we got our flight plan, got the departure weather, 2706 knots.
Your crew has boarded. Good evening. Passengers boarding starting.
So, Dallas Airport, Phoenix. Not sure about the gate. Moving to the gate number 2. Not sure how that it recognizes it. It actually does. So slightly bigger plane than the 737-600. A little bit more passengers. Payload set fuel and we select the route.
Welcome on board. Good evening.
So let's load it up.
Hello.
Turn on some lights here that we can work with.
Welcome on board. Hello. This way, please.
It was a very short flight plan. Watch your arrivals, departures, check our roll speed.
Boarding pass, please.
Cost index 8, cruising 370, wind 324 at 053, 4.8 or 4.9 on the block fuel and 1.9 for final reserves.
Boarding pass, please.
We're departing runway 25 right,
Hello.
E4P1 departure.
May I see your boarding pass? This way.
Arrival runway 03 with the
Welcome
Bart,
on.
the Barto 1. ILS 03, Barto 1. And we got TMALE as a transit.
This way, please.
So that's for a flight plan, looking good. We'll check it out later.
Hello.
For 4.9,
Hello.
reserves I believe was 2.9.
Good evening.
No, it's 1.9.
Hello.
Cost index I believe was 8. I think we're cruising 370. And then it was
Good evening.
E24 at 024. Not really sure. I'm probably getting it wrong.
This
But
way.
let's see. For the memory check, so cost index 8. 370 324053. No, 324053. So /53. I'll just change that to the last value there. Oh, it doesn't like it? So we need to do 053. No.
This way.
Okay, so we'll do the whole thing. 324. And it's 053.
This way.
There it is. This is now to 18,000. That's normal in the United States. Right, so that's is the setup of the FMC. We got fuel on board, 4.9, so we can turn on the belt sign.
This way.
So cruising altitude 370.
This way.
Our two speed will be lower, but we'll put in 250 as a maximum for now, for the takeoff. Let's see, I believe the 737-700 also doesn't have an open door. We'll just walk through it. But there's our passengers.
This way.
Oh, there's Bianca. Alright,
Welcome on
so
board.
get back in there.
This way. Hello. This way.
turn on the fuel pumps, the yaw damper, the APU.
Good evening.
Cruising altitude 370. And what's the elevation here?
Hello.
1120, 1140. Could maybe say 1150.
Good evening.
KGT is starting to drop on the APU.
Hello.
Let's turn on the APU bleed. APU generator. We'll disconnect the ground power.
This way, please. This way. Welcome on board. Welcome on board. This way.
So we're not quite done. We need to set up our takeoff speed. But for that, it would be nice if we have the entire plane boarded.
This way, please.
So 95 out of 132.
Hello. This way. Hello.
So boarding is almost completed. With about 2 dozen passengers to go. So let's have a look at the taxiway. Departing runway 25 right. That's this one. And we're here in the middle. So for pushback, we'll have to get onto Charlie there. So pushback nose to the left. The nose to the left and take us north onto on Whiskey.
Welcome on board.
Take us right on Zulu or on Charlie. I think that will be Charlie. Not Zulu, so right on Charlie. And I think then a right again. Let's see, 25. Maybe just go all the way, follow Charlie all the way. That will become,
Welcome on
I
board.
think so. What is this? Bravo. Romeo. We get onto Romeo, and that should take us
May
to
I
the
see
runway.
your pass?
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. So pushback nose to the left. That's what we'll start with. Let's turn on traffic.
Welcome on.
Let's look at our departure. The 4B1. And let's get the ILS chart. ILS 03. Just pin it and we'll check it out later.
This way, please. This way, please. Boarding pass, please.
So out of runway 25 right.
Hello.
This one. Wivla
Hello.
Hirvu, something not either Hirvu, Ozgiu or Yovku. It's taking us all to zero, to oxygen, Z-loop. That will take us then to 40. So basically, right turn, right turn, right turn, right turn. Something like that. Alright. see. Alright, boarding is complete. So let's call GSX and prepare for pushback and departure. We'll need to set our parking brake. Close all doors. Ground connections, remove chocks.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Looks like that will do the trick. Alright, so let's quickly go to
Departure checks
our
completed.
performance tool.
Bypass pin inserted.
Runway 25 right. On the length remaining 102. Calculate, we got takeoff 1 at 48 degrees, 643, 129, 130, 133, and should give us N1 percentage of 87.4.
Locking gear.
So takeoff 1 at 48 degrees. Giving us a different number, not surprised. Flaps 1, and 6.63, I believe we got there. 6.44. Runway length remaining 102. We got 129 V1, rotate 130, V2 133. So what's the nose to the left, I believe. Yeah, nose to the left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, let's start up our engines. Okay, this is getting exciting. Engine number 1.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
It looks like the MCP has reset it when the APU was off. The APU was on, but I thought I turned on the generators, but I didn't. We have good engine start, let's confirm that.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
So our flaps go to 1 and the engines are running, so turn on the engine generators, the main generators, turn off the APU, APU bleed, go
Tow
off.
truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Verify takeoff speed. 129, 130 road rate, 133 V2. For flight controls, it's not happy. Flaps 1, RTO. We're trimmed. Make sure we have both generators running, or at least we're requesting it. You would check if they're running somewhere else. Just turn on the no smoking sign, but I don't think that will make a difference. So packs are on. Not sure what it means with flight controls. We did say we were going to do a flap 1 takeoff. So this parking brake, you still have the message. Flight controls, I don't know why. Why is that? Okay, we need to set flap 1 again. Alright, let's set parking brakes for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your captain speaking. We're ready to taxi to our runway for departure to Albuquerque. We're currently experiencing a little technical difficulty, a minor difficulty. We're currently troubleshooting the problem. We'll keep you updated. We expect to be taxiing within 5 minutes. Thank you for your patience. Alright, so let's see what could be causing flight control check there on the recall. Okay, so it could be a couple of things, obviously. What it says here could be the hydraulics not yet pressurized, the A and B hydraulic systems lost beyond pressurized to activate flight controls, should have not the aircraft sensed controls on responding and flags flight control. Two, if you haven't moved the flight controls yet, you might need a flight control check before taxi, but I believe I already nudged it a little bit. Until you move the Yoker rudder or controller inputs through full range, the system keeps FLT flag. Control surface is misaligned, ailerons, elevators, rudder slightly deflected. It might show too. Alright, so let's see. Full right and neutral, rudders full left, neutral, full right, neutral. Not sure if we have a flight controls page on this one. Still saying flight controls, and then what about our hydraulics? Oh look, the yaw damper, that was reset as well. There you go, that must be it. And the hydraulics are on. I'm thinking that should be it. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Thank you very much for your patience. The issue was resolved. Is now resolved. We will now taxiing to our runway and we'll be departing shortly. Alright, so let's turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. So there's this little bar here that I never really spotted. Parking brake released. Let's get going. So where were we going again? We'll taxi out of here, we'll take a right onto Charlie, and then we'll take a right onto, all the way to the end, Romeo. So we're on Charlie now. It says there as well. We just follow this all the way until the end, and then we'll take a right turn onto Romeo. So ground speed 31 knots now. So there's our runway. Not have a collision with this vehicle. So we should be able to turn on the landing lights in one move. There we go. That's pretty nice. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. So runway 25 right. So let's turn off the packs for departure. And we'll start the timer. We'll keep it rolling. 50%. And we set our takeoff thrust.
Airspeed alive. Knots. E1. Rotate.
Gear up.
Rate of climb.
Flaps up. Let's turn on the autopilot. PMD on and 1 LNF in speed. So the after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on, packs to auto. The engine bleeds were already on, and the packs go to auto. Landing gear up and off. Landing gear is up. There it is off. And flaps up, no lights. Flaps are up, no lights. Right, so let's see what's going on the flight deck, 11,000 feet. We can turn off the landing lights, so we can do this reverse. How did this work then? Okay, so you either click the rubber band thingy, or you get the hand and you click that. Okay. So landing lights are off, and whoops, accidentally hit the wiper there. Let's put it back to park. Let's turn off the seatbelt sign, that will go to auto. 13,000 feet, we're still climbing. Enable 270 knots at Burrito. Let's make this not between flight level 210 and 280, but just make it flight level 210. That should definitely reach speed 270, unless it's figuring its speed is going to be too high. But that's, I think I see what they mean. 248 knots and then 270. So is that like mandatory? Where are we there? Burrito. At 270 knots. Okay. So why can it not be at 270 knots? I would like to make this flight level 210 in any case. So just on the previous page it says 248, and that doesn't seem to really make sense at TMALE. So if we do 270 there as well. So it doesn't appear to be complaining anymore. Top of descent, 158 nautical miles. It's 0110 Zulu. Within 20 minutes. 6,800 feet. 9 minutes into the flight. TCAS still off. Should actually turn that on. Right, so top of climb is coming up in about 40 miles. And then another 40 miles, and there's the, and then another 100 miles, and then will be the top of descent. So let's have a look, because it looks like the flight plan might just add up, but I would like to see for myself. So 4P, Valus, SJN, TMALE, Burrito, and then we got Elra, X marks Shauna, let's see, Texa, and then there's the runway. So that seems to work out quite okay, I guess. Not sure about the Shauna to KABQ, and I believe we've flown here not long ago. Let's get to the next stage. Select runway 03, go to our fixed stage. Let's open the charts. Subrita or Shauna KABQ. I don't think we'll have to change anything. And let's see. So this is for ILS runway 03. Final approach course 034. So we got localizer ITNI 111.5. Let me get a fill up on my thing. Alright, back for a moment. Right, here we are again. So we got localizer for IBZ 101.5, final approach course 034, and then Texa is the glide slope, part of the glide slope at 7,400 feet. The airport elevation is high. It is 5,312 for on the touchdown zone. A couple of things we'll have to set, including that one. So for now, what we're interested in is how far is Texa from the actual point of touchdown. And usually it will say here, in this case it says it in this white bar here, 6.4 nautical miles. Now the reciprocal for 03 will be 214, so 214 degrees, and then 6.4 miles. I forgot, sorry, 6.4. And let's also do 214 at 15. There we go. We got a couple of range rings here now. And this can also tell us, so we will arrive at KABQ, we're coming from this direction here. And then we'll take a left turn onto KABQ, we'll turn on the localizer. So by the time we reach Texa, we would like to be established. We do still have a little bit of time there. It's 6 miles. But yeah, we might be doing some speed management as well, so it's always good to have a little bit of space there. But yeah, that will be the plan. So almost at cruising altitude now. So something else we'll need to check before descending. We're at 0110, 019. So it's in about 15 minutes. So let's just start from left to right. So localizer India Bravo Zulu Yankee 111.5. So put that in the VOR1 or in the NAV1 radio. .5. Final approach course 034 degrees. And then taxa is we will use this as our descent, our target altitude for descending, so 7,400. We're now at cruise, so we can set it now, 7,400 feet. So decision altitude 200 feet radio. Radio altitude 200 feet. Then airport elevation 5312. So just put it at 53. So we got all these elements. We entered the relevant information. Missed approach, climbed at 5,900, then climbing left, turn to 8,000 feet, correct Albuquerque DOR, and hold ORS directed by ATC. So from BitQ to taxa, we do still have 6 miles or so before the glide slope starts, and then the nose will go down, and then we at about 1,000 feet will take over, so 1,000 feet above the ground. So in our case, for 5,300, that will be 6,300. But by that time, we will have the radio altitude here as well, so that will help us. Let's proper descent, 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 6 to 9 miles. Do a weather check for Albuquerque. 290 knots, 290 degrees at 10 knots. Few clouds at 2000, broken at 5000, broken at 7500, 4 degrees, it's cold. Altimeter 3008. So we'll set the altimeter, or preset it rather, 3008. And we could also check our VREF speed, but that will probably go down to 125 knots. But currently what we're going with is 127. So again it says unable 270 knots at TMALE. We'll look at that in a second. So 132, we should have that on the legs page at the moment. 132 at runway 03. So we'll keep these numbers for now. So it's saying it doesn't like to be 270 at TMALE. It's unable. So maybe I'm not really sure what the problem is. Let's see if we can get some descent winds or something. Even with the descent width, it is complaining. So our current speed 240. Our ground speed is 440, and we're currently in Mach mode, so 0.75. So I'm guessing the speed might be too high. I'm not really sure. What else? And here it says 248, so what if we just say 24, let's just try 248. So 248 / and do the same 248 at Burrito. Just a little bit faster, but we should also be going down, so it should not be a problem, I think. There's definitely some clouds up ahead. Gonna have 22 minutes into the flight. Fuel 3.2. We're expected to arrive with 2.6 kilograms, 2.6 thousand kilograms of fuel at 0134. So that's in precisely 30 minutes. That means also our top of descent should actually be pretty much right here. 45 nautical miles. And we got a couple of more minutes to go. don't know why that happened, but it did. So we already set the altitude. That means that once we reach top of descent, the aircraft will start to go down on its own. Let me start up the sky dolly and start recording. So 3 more minutes and we'll start descending. 27 miles. Left speed is still the same. And weather update 052 2901 290 10 knots. 3008. So transition altitude, United States always 18,000 feet. Then we'll switch over to local pressure. So definitely some clouds going on right here. Oh, looks like we're still on the be right back thinking. Let me just get that out of the way. Been back, almost time to go again. You know, all the talking, get a dry throat, you know, get parched. Alright, so let's start descending. 19 miles. So the descent checklist, I think we've pretty much covered it. Pressurization should be at landing altitude, that's 5,300 feet. That's set. Recall, let's check the recall. No flight control issues anymore, nothing else. Auto brake, we'll use auto brake. Let's use auto brake too. Just to get some, let's select the medium. Landing data, VREF and minimums. So we got the minimums, we got the VRF. We got basically the landing data, 111.5. But let's double check now that we're focused on it. 111.5034. 115.034. And we got 034 on both course boxes. As you can see there. So 10 miles until descent. VRF and minimums we have. We'll check the VRF every now and then. It might go down to 125. Approach briefing, we can complete that. So up next will be the approach checklist. So descent checklist complete. So 1 more minute. there sounds like a little commercial, didn't it? So let's get back to the flight deck and see if we're anything on profile. Looks like we are. So 32,900 feet. Critical deviation is only 25 feet. So issued at 0052. So maybe we'll get a new weather update soon. Getting a little bit high there. 62 feet. So maybe let's add a little speed brake for just a moment. Let's take direct required, so there you go. So we're on our way to Burrito, and it said earlier at Burrito it doesn't like to be at 270 knots. So we changed it to 248. So, well, there is definitely a little bit of drag required, and we're also a little bit high, so that's going to help, at least with the profile and eventually also with the speed. That's close enough. But the altitude difference would be nice if we could get it down a little bit more. Because you do not want to save these things up until you're on final approach, you know. If you're coming in like a bullet, I mean, who needs scrap, you know? That's even why we invented toilets. Nobody wants scrap. Alright. Go 241 knots. Okay, so let's go to the progress page. Check our estimate time of arrival, 1:34. Not strap in the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. We're expected to arrive at Albuquerque Airport in approximately 20 minutes. The local weather will be a little bit of a cloudy day, a little bit windy, and it's 4 degrees centigrade. On behalf of Southwest Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for flying. Since we were delayed for about 5 minutes because we had this little flight control warning here on the recall. So at 18,000 feet, we'll switch to standard pressure, from standard pressure to local pressure. Let's get some more drag out now. We're getting a little bit high again. So we have an extended runway center line here now. So we already can see sort of what to expect, you know. So we're flying to Burrito, and then we'll take a left turn and a right turn, and that basically is towards the center line. And we've seen the flight plan. Keeping the speed brakes out, but we're still high. It doesn't really seem to change a whole lot. My apologies. So Burrito 248, flight level 210. Vector deviation 65, 67. So Burrito's coming close, 9.5 miles, and wants to be there at flight level 210. And this little green arc is telling us, no, that is for 7,400. So never mind about that. We're getting there. Let's release the parking brakes again. Let's retract our speed brakes again. Actually a little bit low there, so that's okay. So what's going on? Unable to 50 knots at X marks. It doesn't have to. Let's just put it 248. feet. So at 18,000 we'll switch. The latest weather report was from 052. 052. I'm not sure when we'll get the next one. If the next one is due in 1 minute, we might get it in 9, sometimes in 10. 18,000 feet coming up. I guess it doesn't hurt. I'm not sure what the rules are, but I guess if you don't have to do anything else and we're almost there, you know, don't think it's probably not a big deal. We'll just go from standard to local pressure, and that at least gives us a chance to see now that we are a little bit high and not later. So this gives us a little bit of time to change things. Still the same report, so 3008. And there we're already on track. So the airport is coming closer here now. And let's not be fooled. The airport is 5,300, so we're basically at 12,000 feet now. Distance to go 49 miles. Expected time of arrival 1:34. That's in about 22 minutes. 11 minutes. No, 12 minutes. 34. I'm. That's not where my random access memory is located. That's for sure. All right. Next page. Looks like there's some clouds. Not judging, because these screens always act up when there's clouds. There's definitely something with the lighting going on for sure. So what did they say here? 10 statute miles visibility, few clouds at 2,000, broken at 5,000, broken at 7,500. I'm not sure when the dew point is. No, that's lower actually. No, I'm not sure, nothing. So 15,000 feet, so basically we're at 10,000 feet. So I suggest we turn on the landing lights. There you go, all in one go. Let's also turn on the APU. So I've never turned on the brightness up here. Look at that. The panel lights. Let's returning for from X marks to Shauna. 9.4 miles, speed 248, 9,000 feet or above. They're a little bit low on the profile. Let's see, APU, we turn that on. We do not need the APU generators now, I think. But let's put the engine start switches to continuous for the selectors. Let's have our checklist here. So approach altimeters, we set those. Let's first see if there's a weather update. There is none, 3008. So landing checklist with the engine start switch to continuous relight, speed brake armed. We'll wait until we're on final approach, landing gear down and flaps green light. But we will check the inner ref speed. It's down by 1 knot, so that is now 126 knots. 126, so that's giving us 131 knots for the approach speed, final approach. I really like this terrain, man. So let's turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. like if there were a waypoint before BPQ, it would be nice. I didn't check, and it's also okay. We don't have to. But sometimes there is, and then you know we just come from a straight angle a little bit log, from a straight line rather. So, yeah. Okay, so BPQ coming up in 8 miles. So at BPQ we'll take a left turn to Texas. Texas is at 7,400 feet. That's where the glide slopes will take us down. So that is in 10, 11 miles. Apologies. So time 1:28. At the airport. So let's just turn on the localizer. I mean, we do not have DME, so I don't think it will intercept quite yet. But localizer has been turned on. And I think the aircraft starts to decelerate, targeting speed 218. Localizer captured. Let's see if we can go flap 1 maybe. Might be a little bit early, but I do not want to come in too fast. So the sooner we're established, the better. So screaming for drag required. Let's go flap 5. And let's get our speed brakes out for a bit. The glide slope is slowly coming. Looks like we're pretty stable. Let's arm the approach as well. Now that we're below the glide slope. So I'm not sure if we can go to flap 10 or if it will start beeping at us. I believe it will start beeping. This ILS does not have a DME then? So let's retract the speed brake. We should now be at 6.4 nautical miles from the runway. So I don't think we'll have a DME we can use, but we can drop our gear now. It says reset ends. That doesn't. There we go. Glide slope capture. So let's drop the gear. We go flap 10. And now we manage to speed ourselves. Let's go flap 15. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. 2,000 feet. Let's go speed 131. And we go full flaps. So we arm the speed brake. Engine switches to count. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down. Flaps the green light. Landing checklist complete. so now we're standing by to disengage the autopilot. That's around 1,000 feet. Let's quickly check if there's a weather update. There is none. 3008 290 at 10 knots. But we should have a wind readout here, although I do not see anything. That's a cool picture. Look at that. Well, so let's stay on it. 1,000 feet, it didn't call it out, so let's disengage the autopilot. And there's our wind. Trying not to get too low. Idle.
10.
Try to find the center line and reverses out. Oh, welcome to Albuquerque, everybody. Knots, engine to idle, flaps up, and speed brake up as well. So let's first get off the runway here. Alright, the runway vacated. Landing lights off. Man, that button is so convenient. I had no idea. I will never stop using it. I mean, for things like this, you know, it just really helps out. If you don't have to waste time trying to get the correct click spot. Yeah, that should look a little bit better. Parking brake set. So here we are. So welcome to Albuquerque once more. This was the PMDG Boeing 737-700. Just like the 600, the wingspan is slightly longer than the aircraft length. Of a chubby little girl. Alright, that's it, man. Thank you very much for checking. Everybody stay cool, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.